Hello everyone, Bigman boy here. Now, when you're just getting started with Stormworks, on-off signals and numbers are pretty easy to understand. And learning how to use composites is probably the next big step up there that will get you to become a better player and better builder and understand how to make better stuff. Because that is the ultimate goal here. And instrument panels are probably the first form of composite that you will interact with as a new builder. So I think it's probably worth us doing a tutorial on the very basics of composite and how to use instrument panels. So let's get into it. Now you'll notice here that I've got an instrument panel, I've got a light, and I've got a keypad. So in terms of logic, we're going to be using our light switch as an indication of a on-off coming from our instrument panel. And we're going to use our keypad as a way to put a number into our instrument panel as an example. Now in terms of logic, you'll notice that we've got a composite out and in. Now keep in mind that when it comes to the composite out and in, there are different functions for each. So composite out, this is things like buttons, flip switches, and stuff like that that are used to send out a signal. Stuff taking in a signal and receiving data such as indicator lights, gauges, dials, everything like that, that will be taking in from the in signal. In terms of options, you have, in terms of options for instruments, you can obviously have none. You can have dial, indicator, gauge, button, arrow button, flip switch, 7-second radial signal, or a bar signal. These three probably each require their own video, as they are all quite complicated and go even deeper into composites. So we shall explore these in another video. For today, I just want to, first, I'll get you to open up all your instruments, and if you're doing exactly what I'm doing, put 2 of them onto none so that we just have 2 instruments left. I'm going to set the first one to a button, so clicking this drop down menu, I'm going to put it onto a button, and you can see that we can change the mode as push or toggle. Push acts like the standard push button, toggle acts like the standard toggle button. You can also do the same with the arrow button. These also have the toggle and push modes, and you can give them 4 directions. We also have the flip switch, but this does not have a push option, it is toggle only. The advantage of the flip switch, however, is that without electricity, this will still send an on-off signal. So if you need to have something that does not require electricity, use a flip switch. For now, we're just going to use a button and toggle, and you can see that we have this option called channel out, on off, and we can select anywhere from 1 to 32 channels. Now, I'm just going to be using channel 1 because it's the first channel, and what this is it's saying, hey, when this button is toggled on, it'll put an on signal out on channel 1. Let's just call this light switch, and we will set this up now. So go into microcontroller editor, let's just do instrument button. So get 2 nodes. One of them is going to be our output because we've got a button that is outputting a signal, and then we want our composite input because it is drawing in from the instrument panel. I'm just going to size it down. I'm going to separate our input and our output. I might just rename this. So let's do light, and let's do composite out from our panel. And so as you can see, you know, we're taking in here and it's pushing it out here. Now what we're going to do is, because it's a button, it is creating an on-off signal from the instrument panel, and we want and that is being driven into the composite signal. And we want to draw the value of that on-off out of the composite. So we are going to get a read. Difference between a read and write when it comes to composite. So we have a composite reads and writes for on-offs and numbers, is that reads pull data from a composite, whereas a write will put data into a composite. So for this, we're just going to do read on-off. It's reading from channel 1 because we set our button to send an on-off signal to channel 1. So let's just put that in there. Save this. Let's call it instrument panel button. If I could spell. Excuse me. Let's get our instrument panel button. Let's place this down just here. Let's connect it. So we have our out signal. Now our out signal is going to go to our composite out. So the data from our buttons, etc., is going to go into our microcontroller, which is then going to read from channel 1 because we've told it to do that. It's going to, as a result, because this is channel 1, it's going to get that output and put it to our light. Let's connect our light up. Now, obviously you will want to connect electricity. I don't have to because I have infinite electricity on. If you want to know how to do that, hit your escape key, go into the custom menu, and you'll see infinite electric. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this, and as you can see, our light is on. If we turn it off, you can see the light is off. It's a simple switch. It works very well. It's very simple. This is the most basic form of on-off from a composite. Okay, next let's do the opposite of the number. So let's get another microcontroller. We're going to first actually let's configure this second instrument. So we've got a dial. We can do, for numbers, we can do gauges or dials. We can do 7 segments, but they are more complicated. Let's just do a dial. Now the minimum and maximum value. So the minimum value is, as an example, if we set it to 0, that means that if we give the number 0 into this dial, the needle will be shown at the minimum point on the dial when it is 0. If it's at 1, then it will be shown at the maximum point. So we're just going to do 1 to 100. Again, channel in number. Let's just do keypad. Done. Let's get our microcontroller editor. This time, okay, let's do instrument, and we'll do dial, composite, outputs, because we are outputting a compressed number value into the panel. So let's do number, then we will get a number input, and this is our number to display. Okay, again, let's just shorten this down, go into our logic, extend this out. This time we're going to get our write, we're going to get our number because we are writing a number. We were using channel 1, so we're going to do channel 1, start channel, channel 1. Keep in mind with these, you know, you can do all the way up to 32 channels. So if we do, you know, we can do up to 32 channels like that. Or we can just do 1. We're just going to do 1. We're going to plug that in. Save this. Instrument panel dial. Let's exit this. Get a dial. We can get our number value from our keypad, composite into our instrument panel. Let's spawn this in, and hopefully if we've done everything right, so you can see keypad, it's getting a value 0. Let's do 3. You can see we are getting a value of 3 on our dial. Now, you know, we can attach this to a throttle lever or our RPS or whatever. But it's really up to you. So yeah, anyway, I I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. Keep in mind, just the thing with these, with the gauges and the dials, they're not automatically clamped to the minimum and maximum values. Because as you can see, I went from 0 to 100, it's at 12,000, which is way above. So, you know, you can go above limits with these, which is good. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. If you need more tutorials such as this one, just let me know. And hopefully I'll be opening a Discord server soon, where you guys can specifically request videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.